All right. We'll call the meeting to order, please, with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone. Roll call, Mr. Lombard.
Oh.
Yes.
Odie? Yes. Saxer?
Yes.
Scott? Yes. Bell?
Yes.
All right. With that, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented, please.
So move.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. No conflict of interest or disclosure or waiver requests this evening. So that takes us to our community input section. Superintendent Larson?
Madam Chair, we do have some community input here this evening. Just want to go through a little bit of the protocol associated with community input. Each individual that chooses to speak to the Board of Education is allowed 3 minutes. They will receive, once they start at the 2-minute mark, we'll give you a yellow warning, just so you know that you have 1 minute to wrap up. And then once the 3 minutes is expired, I'll give you a red signal outlining that it is time to stop, and you can wrap up your respective comments. Community input, there are certain things that are not permitted to be discussed, topics such as personnel and/or students. So most certainly an appropriate topic here today, but just wanted to connect on the process and protocol of community input.
Thank you. Those who wish to present community input can now come to the podium.
Susan Lucas.
Or Susan Lucius? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Susan Luchas. Thanks for having me tonight to talk about cashless ticketing. My kids spent a total of 6 academic years in BV. Now my kids are at Lincoln High School in Sioux Falls School District. I moved them over for better academic opportunities, but I have not missed a pigskin. I have not missed a prayer breakfast, and I have not missed a spring musical, and my house is constantly full of BV kids. Okay. So I'm here to talk about digital ticketing, cashless ticketing. If you do not accept cash, I will not be able to attend my pigskin, my prayer breakfast, and my spring musical. This means I'm not going to see my kids play in band or volleyball this season in Sioux Falls, because Sioux Falls is denying all cash at the gate. So I want to talk a little bit about not myself and my opinions, but rather I want to go through your packet with you. So the first page in the packet, I highlighted some things, and I just want to highlight and point out those things. So the first page is the Gettysburg School District, which has decided to go device-free. So while they have decided to go device-free in their schools, the schools in the Sioux Falls metro area are now requiring devices to go to events. And I question, do you really want kids at events on their smartphones and with their smartphones with them, or do you want them interacting with other kids? So that's a question mark. The Gettysburg School District did it, as the superintendent said, I highlighted it, because of mental health. It was an easy way to help kids with mental health. Those are her words, not mine. The second article is from a school district that did this a year ago. And it says, a slap in the face, cashless ticketing is leaving low-income families behind. So people have said things like, let me go through the article first. So first highlight is they're not using Bound, they're using Ticket Spicket. It gives the opportunity to know which kids are coming, and that's how they size their police force at football games. If you read the Bound Privacy app, this is absolutely a valid use of this data that you're going to collect. Ticket Spicket costs 5% plus 5 cents per ticket, so you're paying higher transaction fees. Why the school would want to give up more money doesn't make sense to me. And then there's a bunch of quotes about how this keeps kids and families out of games, and how families like mine do not attend, and instead of encouraging attendance. They also talk about the Ohio law passed in 2023 that basically says if you don't take cash, you have to let people in for free, and how it encourages people to stay away from events. I will tell you, people say low-income people can go get a credit card or a prepaid credit card or whatever. That's basically a tax on the low income. Do those people have time to do that when they're working 2 jobs? I realize BV does not have many low-income people, but the schools you play against do have a lot of low-income people who will be excluded from events if you don't have a cash line. I also question with Dr. Larson, you know, if you have a cash line, great, at least families like mine can attend. But it's sort of, is that Link's way? Am I done, or can I say one more thing? Okay, so I just want to make one more point. The argument that the SDHAA, whatever, the Athletic Association in South Dakota is pushing this, and so therefore BV has to do it. Obviously, there are other school districts that aren't doing it, and I want to take you back to August 2020. What was unique about August 2020 that brought my family to Brandon, South Dakota? This was the only school district in the country that was not requiring masks to go to school. That's why my family is here. So since when did BV stop thinking for itself?
Anyone else like to speak tonight?
Ask them to identify themselves.
Okay, thank you. And please let us know who you are, too. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ron Peterson. I have 4 kids in the school district, and they've been in Brandon Valley the whole time. And so I just wanted to have my support towards having some sort of variety of cash to pay at athletic events. I just think it's legal tender. It's something that you should be have the option to. I can see that there's more people have devices that you can use to pay, and it's in some ways can be easier, but at the same time, I think it's also a little bit discriminative. You know, you have older folks that maybe just don't care to do that. You have really young kids that may be coming in and they are just given cash to attend events. I don't think it should be a requirement that someone should have a device to be able to enter an event like that. It's for a public school, it seems like that's probably not the best way to go. There should always be an option at a public school. So I think that's mainly what I wanted to say. I just think I want to support having some options like that. Thank you.
Anyone else like to comment tonight? Okay, thank you for your input. That takes us to our general business section. Administration reports, Superintendent Larson, Superintendent's report, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A few items to update the board on here this respective evening. We continue to work through our strategic planning process. Again, the board will see that here this winter. I would imagine a December adoption aligning the strategic plan to BV Vision 2040. So it'll be 2025 through 2030 strategic plan. Student enrollment, right now we are up about just a shade over 100 students. So enrollment does look good. That will change just a little bit here as we work through the fall. Could tick up just a bit or just tick down. So we're right in that 100 range. Bus ridership, we have approximately 2,200 students utilizing transportation this year. Really want to send a giant thank you to our parents and guardians and families. They did a great job of purchasing bus passes and notifying the Transportation Department of ridership. So hats off to our families for doing that. We really had a minimal number of late purchases. The East Side Elementary process continues. We're working with our architect now and the contractor, getting contracts arranged and all of the respective documents and paperwork in order. We will be meeting with the contractor and the architect here later this week to set up the mobilization and launch of that respective project. Again, it is a 2-year project, and we will have that open in the fall of 2026 for the 26-27 school year. Free and reduced meal applications are open, and then obviously a slight review of our academic calendar. Do want to just comment on behalf of our various departments in terms of operations, transportation, child nutrition, buildings and grounds, maintenance. They did an absolutely tremendous job throughout the summer off-season, as well as in the months prepping up for the school year. And we have had a tremendous start to the school year operationally, and it has to do with all the work in those various departments and the leadership of those departments. So a big thank you to all of our various operational departments on such a smooth start to the school year. With that, would certainly field any questions that you have.
Hearing none, thank you very much.
Question.
Superintendent- Oh, go ahead, sorry.
With the student enrollment, when is that number finalized?
Yep.
And can you remind us what your estimation was?
Yep, absolutely. So the last Friday in September is the official South Dakota Department of Education count date for fall enrollment. So on Friday, if they're with us, you're getting paid for them, and if they're not, then you don't. So Friday, the last Friday in September is the official fall enrollment count date. And I believe our budgeted projection for the enrollment growth number was 65.
Yep.
Is that right, Paul? So we are definitely there and in a bit of excess. So it is a very good situation enrollment-wise.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much, Superintendent Larson. Board policy, it looks like under number 3, adoption and second reading, we are looking at KG-E-R.
Yes, so Madam Chair, this is the clause regarding supervision for activities that don't involve kids and how a child may be able to attend and be a spectator. This outlines it for the safety and well-being of all participants. Children ages birth to 18 must be accompanied by an adult at non-school group practices and events. The supervising adult is responsible for ensuring the child's safety and behavior is appropriate and that they remain in the designated areas. School staff will not be available to provide supervision for children not under the care of a supervising adult. Failure to adhere to building and district policies may lead to the cancellation of scheduled events by that group or activity. So this is the adult volleyball and the other adult leagues and the conversation about whether or not a child could come in and watch. This states that a child could come in and watch, but they have to have an immediate supervisor that is an adult directly supervising them. So that was the verbiage that was requested and the board asked us to take a look at. We'd now put it before you for adoption.
Does anyone have a motion to adopt KG-E-R as presented?
So moved. Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. General business, I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 5, please.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Personnel, I would entertain a motion to approve items 1 through 13, please.
So moved.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Communications there for your review. And board reports, does anyone have a formal board report that they would like to share this evening?
Yes, Madam Chair. We had our Special Education Executive Review Committee launch meeting this past week, and looking for some productive outcomes coming out of that meeting, so.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair, Ms. Saxer's on the phone, so I'll report one item for her via the Associated School Boards. Brandon Valley will be hosting a regional meeting with their ASBSD's new executive director on Wednesday, October 30th. I believe supper is at 5:30 p.m. and the meeting begins at 6 p.m. Did I get that right, Ellie?
Sounds what I got.
Perfect.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? All right, with that, that takes us to the end of our scheduled meeting. I would entertain a motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
There's been a first and a second. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, and thank you everyone for coming in this evening.